Hi, David and Matthew. This is Chad from South Dakota. I didn't hear you speak about it on Monday, and I was surprised. The Green Bay Packers announced that they are canceling season tickets for season ticket holders that are not actually using their tickets and are presumably selling them on a third market. Curious what your thoughts are on that. I would actually assume you are totally for this, as why should fans be making money off your tickets? But I'm curious to what you have to say about it. Other teams have done similar types of things, but Green Bay is kind of special as their waiting list is 150,000 plus. So just curious on it. Thanks so much. Have a good day.
I appreciate any question about the Green Bay Packers. Let me do a little discussing of this issue, because you're talking about the secondary market, you're talking about ticket brokers, ticket resellers, etc. When you own something, when you're putting on an event, whether it's a baseball game or a football game or whether it's a play, whatever it is, and it's ticketed, or a concert, you have to put down a price. And what you do is you try to do dynamic pricing as much as possible, which is when demand goes up and supply is going down, prices are going to go up. When demand is light and supply stays hot and heavy and in abundance, you got to lower the price, because eventually the market's going to talk. And I want the market to talk, and I'm going to live with that. If it's a great game, if it's a great pitching matchup, if we've done well, it's an exciting playoff game with playoff implications, I want to be able to charge as much as I can. But that's for individual tickets. When you're doing season tickets, you do it in advance. Like right now, we talked about this with the Cardinals. You've done your season ticket pricing for next year right now. There is a team who's going to win the World Series this year, and they're going to hope that they could change their ticket prices after they win the World Series. And there are some areas, some seats that are unsold where you can change your ticket prices after you've had a good October. But the majority of season ticket holders have already renewed at a price you've promised them, whether your team makes the playoffs or not. The reason why you want season ticket holders is that you want revenue certainty. It's sort of like cost certainty when you sign a player to a deal before they get to arbitration, in order to know what you're going to have to pay that player during arbitration, because it's not up to the arbitrators. It's already in a contract. And sometimes you get screwed because the player gets hurt or stinks. And sometimes you have a great benefit because the player is an MVP all-star and your team wins a World Series and you already have them settled for arbitration. Cost certainty, revenue certainty. The revenue certainty is, hey, we have 10,000 season ticket holders. We know exactly what they paid because they've paid, and we know exactly, therefore, what our base level ticket revenue is. Therefore, we can make assumptions on how many individual sales, group sales, partial season ticket plans will get sold over the course of the offseason. If we sign a good free agent, if we don't trade away our players, there could be more excitement that could add to more season ticket holders. If we do make a trade, people are going to be upset and try to cancel. We're not going to let them, but we're not going to get any new season ticket sales. You basically go through all of this with your sales department and with your baseball department, believe it or not, as reffed and umpired by the team president. When you want to show Major League Baseball and your banks, your creditors, and your competitors that you've got a successful season ticket base and a growing season ticket base, you sell tickets to ticket resellers, because ticket resellers buy in bulk. Ticket resellers will buy season tickets. They'll buy like 50 season tickets knowing they're going to eat it like 70 of the games. But the 10 or 11 games that are amazing over the course of a season in baseball, they are going to make all that money back by increasing the price of the tickets and having people pay for them. Because ticket resellers are in a business. And sometimes in business, you have loss leaders. A loss leader is a Wednesday game against the Cardinals. A Loss eliminator is a weekend game against the Yankees when you're about to get to 500. I'm giving you two examples where teams raise their season ticket numbers. They offer their tickets to ticket resellers and don't believe any team president who tells you they don't know whether any ticket resellers own season tickets. They're lying to you. We knew every single ticket reseller who was buying our season tickets because the reps know and the reps would tell us. And we would audit our season ticket base, whether it was small or big. Some years was small, some years was big, everything in between. We would audit it to make sure we understood who was buying our tickets. I was very much in favor of selling to ticket resellers when we were opening the new ballpark because our individual sales were not at the speed I wanted, and I didn't want it to look like a failure. So we allowed ticket resellers to buy season tickets, and all of a sudden we had 12,000 season ticket holders, a number that the Marlins had not approached since they first joined Major League Baseball back in the early 90s. This is a success story. We are faking it till we make it. We are letting the world know that we've got people who care about our games. But then when the turnstile is low and people aren't showing up and you're looking at the block of 50 tickets and you're saying, wait a minute, for this random Wednesday game, they didn't send anybody. There's not one person in these seats. And believe me, we had people who worked for us who were going around during the games and checking out the locations of season ticket holders, checking out the locations of ticket resellers, all for the purpose of trying to figure out what we were dealing with. Was it in the back of my head that I was leaving money on the table? I didn't allow it to be, because so many baseball games are below market and people are paying prices because they're season ticket holders that they would not have paid in a dynamic setting because either the team stinks or it's really hot or the opponent stinks, whatever combination they're in. But the reason why that you allow for it is that you don't ever picture the level of prosperity that teams who don't allow for it have. And the Green Bay Packers are the shining example of that. The entire Marlins wait list for season tickets has 0 names on it. 0. The wait list for season tickets in Green Bay, 150,000. You can spend 2 score plus 7 years on the wait list, and by the time you get tickets, you need to relocate them to the disabled section. Sometimes people die still on the waiting list. Here's a little nugget in Green Bay. Sorry, estate planners, no go. When the person of record dies, those tickets are right back available because you got to get people off the wait list at some point because it's so disheartening. And if you know that you've got ticket resellers buying blocks of tickets in Green Bay, you blow them out so fast, it's like you just went to the dry bar on your way to a charity event and you're running late. And the reason why you want them gone is that you want to get individuals there off the waiting list who are guaranteed to pay, and they're guaranteed to pay the price increases, and you're getting to keep more of the revenue than if you gave it to a reseller who on great games like against the Cowboys, well, no, maybe against the Steelers would be a great game now. Whatever it is, if there is a game that is so far above in the Green Bay home schedule, the premium that these ticket resellers will charge will absolutely make up for all of the dud games. But from our standpoint, as an operator of a sold-out stadium where there's 9 games a year or 8 depending on the year, where you've got to maximize your gate revenue to keep up with the Joneses, pun intended, you cannot give margin away to a third party. And that's all a ticket reseller is. They're taking your tickets, they're putting a margin on it, and that's their business. No. I am hugely, hugely in favor of getting rid of ticket resellers. But here's the deal. You have to say it in advance. It is not appropriate. You cannot very simply just take away a season ticket at your whim. You have the right to under the contract, but you really need a path. You need a reason, because you don't want your season ticket holders to think that you're some sort of crazy authoritarian who's just one day going to wake up and do something like a lunatic would do. So what we would do is that we would promote what this plan was. Listen, if you're a ticket reseller, you can't do business with us. You can't buy bulk season tickets. If you would like to change into a real individual name, because we see what you're doing here, we know the company behind the name of the season ticket holder. We're not dolts or bolts. We want to give the ticket reseller a chance to move individually and to have the tickets. Now, if an individual ticket holder is acting like a reseller, do you get rid of them too? Oh, yeah. Do you know how you know when they're doing that? Because we monitor every single game on the secondary market, every single ticket on the secondary market, and we map it. And then we get to say, wait a minute, it looks like section 7, row 3, seat 69 is always for sale every week. That season ticket holder doesn't go to one game. We have the right to rescind your tickets if you don't show up, and we're going to do it. Why? We got 150,000 people who are lined up. So our season ticket numbers stay the same. And frankly, our revenue is going to increase, because instead of going on the secondary market and getting more, or sometimes less if you're desperate, we're going to get more up front on an increased price, because someone's going to be so happy to have gotten off the wait list. So it really is supply-demand dependent. So the Green Bay Packers are the perfect team.